The Bible has over 2,000 verses about money. More than prayer, more than faith, more than heaven and hell combined. Most people can quote maybe 5 of them. Love of money is the root of evil. Give and it will be given. Store up treasures in heaven. But here's the problem. Most people quote these verses without understanding what they actually meant. The cultural context, the original language, the deeper layer hiding underneath the surface reading. Today we're going through 15 Bible verses about money that everyone knows, but nobody truly understands. And when you see what you've been missing, it will change how you think about every dollar you earn. Let's start. Number 1. Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. What you've been told. Don't go into debt. Debt makes you a slave. What you missed. In Hebrew culture, actual slavery for debt was legal. If you borrowed and couldn't pay, you literally became the lender's servant, sometimes for years. This isn't a metaphor about feeling trapped. It's a warning about legal bondage. Modern debt doesn't enslave your body, but it enslaves your future income. Every dollar you owe is a dollar you can't use for anything else. You're working for the lender before you work for yourself. Number 2. Matthew 6:24. No one can serve 2 masters. You cannot serve both God and money. What you've been told. Don't love money more than God. What you missed. The Greek word for money here is mammon, which wasn't just currency, it was a spirit, a power. In 1st century Jewish culture, mammon was personified as a demonic force competing for worship. Jesus isn't saying don't like money too much. He's saying money is an active rival god trying to take God's place in your life. You will serve one or the other. There is no middle ground. Number 3. 1 Timothy 6:10. The love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. What you've been told. Money itself isn't evil. Loving it is. What you missed. It doesn't say the root of all evil. It says our root of all kinds of evil. The Greek word is rhiza, like the root system of a tree. Money love doesn't cause every sin, but it feeds every category of sin. Greed, theft, lying, oppression, murder, adultery. Trace them back far enough and you'll find money love in the root system. It's not the only root, but it touches everything. Number 4. Malachi 3:10. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse. Test me in this, says the Lord, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven. What you've been told, tithe 10% and God will bless you financially. What you missed. This verse is in the middle of God accusing Israel of robbing him. They were bringing damaged animals to the temple instead of their best. The test isn't give and get rich. It's bring your best and watch me prove I'm trustworthy. The blessing promised isn't wealth, it's protection from the devourer, crop failure, famine, devastation. God saying, when you honor me with your resources, I will protect what you have left. Number 5. Proverbs 11:24-25. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. What you've been told. Generosity brings financial return. What you missed. The Hebrew word for gains more doesn't just mean money. It means increase in every area. Honor, relationships, influence, peace. In ancient Israel, generosity built social capital. A generous person became trusted. Trusted people got opportunities. The prosperity gospel reads this as give money, get money. The text says, give generously and you'll increase in the things money can't buy, and those things often lead to financial stability anyway. Number 6. Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. What you've been told. This is the seed faith principle. Give money and get more back. What you missed. The entire passage is about mercy, not money. Verse 36 says, be merciful. Verse 37 says, do not judge, do not condemn, forgive. Then verse 38, give. The context is relational generosity, not financial transactions. The measure Jesus describes is literally how grain merchants measured. They'd press it down, shake it to settle, then pour until it overflowed. Jesus is saying, the mercy you show others is the mercy God will show you, overflowing, abundant, more than you deserve. Number 7, Matthew 6:19-20. Do not store up treasures on earth, but store up treasures in heaven. What you've been told. Don't focus on earthly wealth, focus on spiritual things. What you missed, Jesus wasn't being abstract. In first century Israel, people literally stored wealth, grain, oil, clothing, in earthen rooms. Moths destroyed fabric, rust destroyed metal, thieves broke through mud walls. Jesus is saying, your earthly storage is temporary and vulnerable. But when you use wealth for kingdom purposes, feeding the poor, supporting the gospel, you're depositing it in the only bank that never fails. He's not anti-wealth, he's anti-wasted wealth. Number 8, Proverbs 13:11. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. What you've been told, get-rich-quick schemes don't work, slow and steady wins. What you missed, the Hebrew word for dishonest money is literally money from vapor, money that appears out of nothing, scams, fraud, windfalls that don't match the work. Solomon's observation wasn't moral, it was statistical. Money gained without corresponding value creation doesn't stick. You didn't build the skill to manage it. You didn't develop the character to steward it, so it evaporates. But money gathered through work, little by little, comes with the wisdom to keep it. Number 9, Ecclesiastes 5:10. Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. What you've been told. Don't be greedy. What you missed. Solomon wrote this after becoming the richest king in history. He's not theorizing, he's reporting. He had more wealth than any human before or since, and his conclusion was, it's never enough. The goalpost always moves. Every raise becomes the new baseline. Every upgrade becomes the new normal. This isn't a moral warning. It's a psychological observation. Money can't satisfy because satisfaction isn't what money does. It creates desire for more. Solomon isn't saying don't pursue wealth. He's saying know what wealth can and cannot deliver. Number 10, Hebrews 13:5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. What you've been told. Stop wanting more. Be happy with what you have. What you missed, the second half is the reason for the first half. Be content because God will never leave you. The contentment command isn't lower your expectations, it's raise your security. In first century culture, money was security. No money equals no safety. The writer of Hebrews is saying, your security isn't in your bank account, it's in God's presence. He will never abandon you. So you can be content with less money, because you have something money can't buy, a God who stays. Number 11, Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. What you've been told, work hard and you'll succeed. What you missed, the Hebrew word for diligent is charutz, sharp, decisive, focused. It's not just hard work, it's planned work. The contrast isn't diligent versus lazy, it's planned versus hasty. Haste doesn't mean moving fast, it means acting without thinking, making decisions based on urgency instead of wisdom. Solomon is saying, people who plan before they act tend to profit. People who react without planning tend to lose. It's not a work ethic verse, it's a decision-making verse. Number 12, James 5:1-3. Now listen, you rich people, weep and wail. Your wealth has rotted, and moths have eaten your clothes. You have hoarded wealth in the last days. What you've been told, being rich is bad. What you missed, James isn't condemning wealth, he's condemning hoarded wealth. Verse 4 says the rich withheld wages from workers. They had resources and refused to share them. Number 13. Luke 12:15. Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. What you've been told. Don't measure your life by what you own. What you missed. Jesus says this right before the parable of the rich fool, the man who built bigger barns and died that night. The Greek word for life here is zoe, not just existence, but true life, quality, vitality, meaning. Jesus isn't saying possessions are bad. He's saying possessions can't deliver what you think they will. You can have everything and still miss life. The rich fool had abundance, but he didn't have Zoe. He had wealth, but he didn't have life. Number 14, Acts 20:35. It is more blessed to give than to receive. What you've been told, giving makes you happier than getting. What you missed, the Greek word for blessed is makarios, flourishing, thriving, deeply satisfied. Paul is quoting Jesus directly here, and the context is Paul working with his own hands to support himself so he wouldn't burden the churches. He's not saying giving feels better emotionally, though it does. He's saying giving positions you for God's favor. When you're a giver, you align yourself with God's nature. God is a giver. When you give, you participate in what God does. And that brings blessing, not just feelings, but actual tangible favor. Number 15, Philippians 4:19. And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus. What you've been told, God will give you everything you need. You'll never lack. What you missed, Paul wrote this from prison, chained to a Roman guard, uncertain if he'd live or die, and he's telling the Philippians, who just sent him a financial gift, that God will meet their needs. Paul's needs included beatings, shipwrecks, hunger, and imprisonment. His needs weren't comfort. They were provision to do what God called him to do. This promise isn't, God will make you comfortable. It's God will give you what you need to complete your assignment. Sometimes that's money. Sometimes it's strength to endure with no money. 15 verses, 15 deeper meanings. Most people quote these verses without understanding them. They turn them into prosperity formulas, or guilt trips, or platitudes. But when you dig into the cultural context, the original language, the surrounding passages, you find something deeper. Not a code to crack, not a formula to follow. A God who cares about how you think about money, because how you think about money reveals how you think about Him. The steward's path isn't about knowing the verses, it's about knowing what they actually mean. We'll keep digging together.